The illusions continue to fall in my life, it feels like. From wanting things outside of myself to feeling anger of being out of control or feeling lack for not having these things that society normalizes. It's very uncomfortable. It's very, very uncomfortable when your self-worth has been tied to external outputs, to what you make happen in the physical world. And when those slowly start to get removed piece by piece, and you're staring yourself in the mirror, not even at your physical body, but into your soul, into your heart, and you just are thinking, what's going on? What's going on? What game have I been playing? What game have I been playing for so long? And I've been aware of this for a while now, but it feels like it continues to resurface in different manners, to different depths. As I continue to dive into my journey more and more, it just continues to hit me in the face even harder. And when those highs come, when those clear breakthroughs and unlockings come through, feels like the tests also rise to the surface as well, and really get to see who I am as a man. I'm not just sharing this to just talk about myself, but I'm sure if you're listening to this video, you understand what I'm talking about. You understand the cycle I'm explaining, the highs and the lows that come with it. How as you dive into your spirituality and relationship with God, you begin to question everything all your goals, your vision, everything you've ever wanted in your life. And you're sitting here like, what do I value? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna put my energy in for my life? Who do I care about? Like, what actually matters to me? Not my ego, not this and that, but deep down, what feels right to me? What does my heart tell me? What does my body tell me? What is God trying to tell me? And a lot of that comes with times of questioning what's going on. Times of anxiety, honestly. Like today I've just felt like, a little angry. Like angry at myself, really. Some anxiety. And I just kind of dove into it today. I made sure to create time. I spent a lot of time in just silence, in stillness. I meditated for over 3 hours today, where I sat within it all, and I just continued to surrender and accept and just surrender any attachments I have to literally anything. Any attachment, just letting it go. Because that's what it felt like I was told to do today. And it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. But like I talked about in my last video, this is the greatest thing that could ever happen to you. This is God preparing you. This is the foundation being laid for something amazing. And for me, I don't know exactly what that means. what path is being created, what foundation is being laid for what path, but you just have to continue to trust, continue to surrender, continue to just surrender and let it all go. Even right now, I just feel this wave of anxiety coming over my body. I just feel something, and it's kind of fun. Not fun. It feels raw making a video in this state. It feels genuine to share this state, this energy with you. To show it's not always sunshine and rainbows. It doesn't always feel good, but this isn't a bad state to necessarily be in either. This is still life. I'm still experiencing this life to its fullest. And today was a prime example of that. I just dove into it. I felt like I was told to, Devin, you need to really just surrender today. You need to let it all go. All of the outside noise, all of the attachments to who you are, what you want, everything, what you think should happen, your relationships, everything. You just need to let it all go. And it's crazy how many layers there is to that. As I was going through it, it's like a psilocybin journey where things just continue to come to the surface more and more. It reminds me of this journey I went on where I was on an island by myself. I took 7 grams of mushrooms on an island by myself. And this squirrel came to me. And the squirrel, I was sitting in my chair overlooking the water on the beach, and this squirrel came up to me and was just looking at me, making noise. I looked at the squirrel, and it felt like the squirrel was trying to tell me something. So the squirrel hopped away a little bit, turned, looked back at me again. I'm looking at this squirrel what's going on right now? Squirrel hopped away a little bit further, stopped, kept looking at me. Eventually I got up and I started following the squirrel. And this squirrel led me to a trailhead on this little island. And at the very beginning of this trail, there was a dead fish laying on the ground. And at that moment, I knew what I was in for. I mean, on 7 grams of mushroom, you're so deep in it at that point. And I could feel, I was sitting in the chair at that time before the squirrel came, and while it came up to me, I felt the anxiety building. I felt the stress and pain in my body coming to the surface. Some of the worst anxiety you'll ever experience. Just sitting there consumed in it. Kind of like I was feeling today. So I'm standing there at this trailhead. The squirrel is leading me down a journey. And I look down and I see a dead fish, and I instantly know I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And it's not like my life was going to end as Devin, as my physical body, my life was just going to be over. But in that state, you don't know the difference. You truly believe you're going to die. And I stood there, and I had to accept that. And once I accepted my death, that I was going to die, the squirrel hopped along a little further. So after making that acceptance of my death, the squirrel hopped along. I followed the squirrel to the next spot. The squirrel stops up on the trees, looking down at me, makes a little noise. as I get to this new spot, I feel a new rise of anxiety and pain and darkness come to the surface, and the squirrel disappears. I'm standing here, completely consumed in some of the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. Like, feels like I'm just absolutely consumed in my darkness. There's no other way to describe it. That this weight is just breaking me, so heavy. And once I sat with it and I faced it all, and I came to acceptance with that certain emotion within that certain area, within that certain thing in myself that was stuck, and I fully surrendered and accepted it, here came the squirrel back on the tree, made a little noise, hopped on forward to the next tree. I walk to the next spot where the squirrel is, makes a little noise, hops away. Another wave of even more intense anxiety and pain and just darkness rises within my body, completely consumed in it. And at this point, I begin to sort of realize the path I am on, the journey this squirrel is taking me through. That I need to accept, that I need to surrender, that I need to face it all head on. So I dove in. I opened myself up to feel everything around that area of my life, all the weight, all the pain, all the anger, the sadness, the fear, everything, completely consumed in it, and just continuing to surrender and accept, and not just say I accept, but truly within your soul, within your heart, complete acceptance. And then after I completely accepted that spot in my journey, here comes the squirrel again, makes a little noise, hops on forward to the next spot. So at this point in my journey, a squirrel is leading me down a trail in the woods, a path of acceptance. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that that's where I would be, and that's a moment I would experience in my life? Eventually, the squirrel kept leading me down the path more and more, spot by spot, as I'm just diving into it, as I'm just completely releasing everything within myself, facing all the darkness, completely consumed in it. And it leads me to the end of the trail. And at the end of this trail, it opens up into this lush green area in between the trees. And at this point, the darkness is very heavy. I feel death. Death is I'm on my fingertips. It's consuming me. And I walked into that green area knowing that I would have to sacrifice myself. I would have to die. And I didn't expect this video to go this way when I started this, but here I am, because apparently this is the message I'm supposed to share with you. There is nothing like completely facing your death. And if you know, you know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. There's nothing like walking into that green, luscious area, knowing this will be the last breath you ever take. And you have to accept that. You have to accept that the life you've lived up to this point is it. That's what you got out of this life. You're done. Your time has come. There's nothing you can do about it except accept it. It's so terrifying. It's the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced. And I've gotten to experience that in different experiences, different journeys, different medicines, but there's nothing like it. It never gets easier. It almost gets harder. It almost like easier but harder in the weirdest way, because once you have that feeling in your body, like it's happened, like going into later experiences, and I've had experiences like this before this moment. This is one that just stuck out that I was supposed to share. Is I'm talking about acceptance, but going into experiences following that, it's like I know what's about to happen, and when you take that medicine going into it, you know what you're about to face, and it's unreal feeling, completely giving yourself up like that, completely surrendering to God, to the medicine, to Mother Earth. Going out into that lush area and taking what felt like my last breath as I battled to the death. I remember, falling and laying in the dirt and taking what felt like my final breath of my life. And there's nothing like that final exhale where you feel everything in the world at once, all darkness, and you have to let it all go. And nothing. You let go of it all, and the place you find yourself in cannot be. It's unreal. For me, a lot of times that after that final breath, it's led me to infinite time, space, void. Like you're just pure existence, pure energy. I've been in hell before, been in heaven. So that experience, this one in particular, you let go and you sink into like nothing, and felt my body decaying into the ground below me, into the earth as I was dying. And at that point, like my body is truly like shutting down. Like if you looked at my face, you looked at my skin, like my body was like shutting down. It like you're just dying, and I'm watching my soul leave my body, and I'm almost like looking down, watching myself just decay into the ground, becoming one with earth. And wild times, moments that changed my life. And then this energy slowly builds from the ground up. I'm slowly activated and reborn. At this point, before, when I was going through it, it was windy and it was cloudy and the energy was intense in the air. And then the sun slowly starts hitting me, and I feel myself being reborn slowly. And my body is recharged, completely different person. And I slowly come back into what feels like heaven on earth, born a completely different person. Something was activated within me that my life has never been the same since. And we're just standing up in this state of bliss, of pure love and pure light. Truly heaven on earth. And I get up and I'm standing there just looking around in awe. Feel at just oneness with everything, with nature, with God. Pure love, pure existence. Not even like a thought, just pure existence. And I slowly begin to walk back down the trail. And there's this lookout spot that I stopped before, and I remember looking out on the path to my death, and it was very dark and cloudy and gloomy and windy, and it was even sprinkling and raining a little bit as well. I remember looking out, and this feeling that weighed me down, that felt like I was never gonna make it. This darkness that just completely consumed who I was. I remember after being reborn, walking to that vision, these trees, this like tree window, these lush green trees, and you step and you can look through. There's this gap, and you just see the lake, and the sun is shining in. And knowing me, I probably hit one of these, hands on the hips, just and then probably one of these. I just remember being completely consumed in love and bliss, and knowing everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. There is nothing to be afraid of. I just faced the biggest thing I was ever afraid of, and that was death. And seeing that we never die, our soul will never die. This body, we may let go of this body. Our time in this physical body might come to completion, but we can never die. Now, we are part of something so much bigger than ourselves that many of us operate in today's world as, that we are truly one. And I just remember slowly walking down the trail, and at some point that freedom struck me. And what else do you do at that point besides strip down to the nude and just sprint as fast as you can out of the trail into the lake? And I just remember ripping my clothes off and just sprinting through the woods, screaming, and then diving headfirst into the water, and getting up and giving just full of life, full of energy, full of just and just completely feeling like I was just baptized in that lake, in that water, completely reborn. And why do I share this with you? Why? What is the story here? What is the lesson here? It's acceptance. It's surrendering to God's plan for you. I'm blessed that I had a clear, direct experience in my life where a squirrel led me down a path to my death, and the squirrel wouldn't come back and lead me to the next spot until I completely accepted and surrendered. And then it would boom, accept, surrender, boom, boom. I got a clear experience of that, and that's something I can carry with me the rest of my life. In this season, when that darkness comes up, like it has today where I just felt angry, where I just felt off, where anxiety was high, where something in me was just like, ah, ah. You know what I did? I sat with it. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't need to go talk to anyone. I didn't need to do anything to prove my value or my worth or convince myself, oh, you're a valuable human being. You did this today. You did that. No. I sat there and I accepted and I faced everything. And I said, God, bring it all to the surface. Whatever you need to do, whatever you need to bring to the surface for me, whatever I need to face, I'm here. I give myself to you. I accept, I surrender, I trust in your path and your plan for me. It's so much greater than my vision, so much greater than my ego, than my needs, my desires. God, I surrender. I will continue to surrender over and over again. You don't have to know what's on the other side of acceptance, of surrender. You don't have to know where it's leading you, because that isn't true acceptance. That isn't true surrender. That's just an exchange. That's not true acceptance. True acceptance and faith and knowing and having that strong relationship with oneness with God is saying, no, I don't need to know. I'm still going to accept and surrender it all to you. And when I talk about God, I hope you realize that I'm not talking about something outside of myself. I'm talking about this eternal light, this eternal love, consciousness, source, creator, universe. I'm talking about oneness, pure love that is within all of us, is all of us. And giving yourself to that. Man, I hope today brings you a little peace and don't let strong emotions of today or feelings of today overweigh the beauty of this life. And you don't have to label those things as good or bad, or you can allow them to be. You can allow yourself to feel things as you are. And it's crazy. Once you allow yourself to feel the so-called negative, the so-called bad, they're not so bad. It loses its leverage, its weight, its force. And you kind of just sink into it in a peaceful, present way. You don't have to be chasing happiness all the time, but peace. You can just sit within peace. And no one, nothing, nobody, like, nothing deserves your peace. Nothing deserves you losing your peace. Nothing. Surrender all of you to it. Let it all go. It's the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. It's the most freeing thing. And it's led me down a path so much greater than Devin had planned for himself. Devin had, you want to hear what Devin had planned? Devin's ego moved to South Florida thinking he was going to be an OnlyFans pimp, essentially, an OnlyFans manager, and create a content house and have a bunch of girls around him and all of that Miami lifestyle. Devin thought that's what was the right path for him. Devin thought that was where he was going. Luckily enough, certain things happened in my life. God came into my life. This medicine came into my life. Quite frankly, this medicine came into my life and completely shattered my reality. Completely slapped me in the face 1,000 times and said, brother, wake up. we're not doing this anymore. I understand your ego wants this. You thought this was right for you, but no. And I kept diving into the medicine. I said, I saw the light. I remember like seeing the light, and my life was never the same. And I realized I will surrender everything to God. I will surrender everything to that light. And I let it all go. I let my dreams of and my visions of living that lifestyle, fulfilling my ego, being a baller, living it big, I let all that go. And it's brought so much love and peace into my life, so much genuine connection and being of service to God, to society, being a good role model for my little brothers. And it's been the most freeing thing. But that took me facing the reality of my life, facing the path I was on, the emotions I was feeling, the things I was hiding. Why did Devin want all these things? What was underneath it? And I had to sit with all of that and face it all to bring me to this moment now where I share this story with you years later. And I'm still going through it. I'm still learning. I'm still releasing things. I'm still progressing. So don't get discouraged. Don't rush to the finish line, to the final bar of the verse or the song. That's not the point of music. It's to listen. It's to flow with it. Understand every high, every low, like every word, every beat has a meaning behind it, and to just sink into it and listen and flow with it. So let's take a moment to just breathe. You can just let it go. Whatever is out of alignment with you, whatever doesn't serve you, whatever's weighing you down, just let it go. It's okay. It's okay if you don't know what's on the other side. You don't know what that means, where you're going. It's okay. It's okay. My friend. Blessings your way. I don't even have to say that. It's already there. It's already happening in your life. But thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Full of a lot of love and gratitude. Lots of love and gratitude. Let it go. Let it go. It doesn't matter what. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what that person's done to you, what's happened in your life up to this point. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to create room for a new story to rise and be written in your life, for a new identity to be created and flourished. for you to experience something greater within your body, for you to let go of your thoughts. It's okay to let it go. It's okay if that's what you've known your whole life. That's what you've grabbed onto so tightly. It's okay to let it go. You'll be all right. My whole reality, my whole life, my whole values, the way I operated within relationships, the things that everything was completely flipped upside down in my life. And it's the greatest thing, yet the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. I had to let it all go. And you best believe there was nights where I could not sleep, where I was so uncomfortable within myself. And I had to face every belief I had about myself. No matter how much pain, how much anger, how much self-hate, how much fear I felt within myself, within my dad, my mom, my friends, the way I was brought up, any experience I had, even beyond this life, it doesn't face it all. And that is one thing I continue to do, and I guess I would say I'm good at this point, is don't be afraid to lose yourself in this. Don't be afraid to go to a place that's extremely uncomfortable. Don't be afraid to keep asking God, God, I'm here. Use me. Use me as your light. Use me. What do I have to do to be out of service to you? What do I have to do? Not out of lack, not that I need to do something to magically be something, but God, how can I bring forth the greatest expression of your love into this world? And I will do whatever it takes to make that a reality and make that the energy I show up in. Whatever it takes, I surrender my life to you. Everything, I surrender it all to you. And I used to think, man, I can never end these videos because I love sharing these moments with you so much. I used to think me surrendering it all meant I have no backbone, I have no principle, I have no center, I have no ground, I'm not grounded, I don't know who I truly am. And that is the truth, but also not. You don't know who you are, but you've built a relationship with the greatest thing there is, and that is God, that is universe, that is consciousness, oneness, that energy that is much greater than this human body. So yeah, you don't have a backbone like it looks like for most people, or moral principles that look like most people, or attachments and values that look like most people's beliefs, or you don't even carry this necessarily a crafted identity that you've collected through your life up to this point because you've just let it all go. But you are standing in the most centered, aligned place you could be, and that is in oneness. And I used to think, as a man, that is almost weak. It's super feminine of me to surrender and accept and almost go with the flow of God. But you know what real strength is as a man? Is being able to surrender yourself and know, no matter what, I'm going to show up. God is going to show up within me. I will give up anything. I will sacrifice my life. Literally, I will sacrifice my life to God. Whatever that means, I will make it happen. I will show up that way. Now tell me that isn't real strength. Tell me that isn't real principle, isn't real value, isn't truly knowing the expression of who you are. Not some made up filter you've collected and attached yourself to. That is the greatest foundation you can lay your life on, the greatest principles you can embody, the greatest aligned action you could ever take is grounded in that presence, in that state, in the all-loving. the all-knowing, all-seeing, the all-being, in oneness. And that's something that's taken me a long time to understand and accept. But out of that place comes presence. And out of the place of presence, you will show up exactly how you need to show up. You might not have a clear list of this is how I should operate every single moment in every single interaction of my life. And this is someone created these set beliefs and things I need to live by in order to, no, it's not that at all. And, I'm sorry it's not that easy. But I'm not sorry also, I guess, because that's just the reality of it. But look, we don't have this made up list that other human beings created for us so they could program us and tell us how we need to live. No. You need to be grounded and present in your life, in that state of oneness, and out of that, you will show up exactly how you're supposed to show up every single moment. That's unshakable. Boundaries. I'm here with God. God is guiding me. I'm protected by God. I'm an expression of God. You think this person can push me off my path? You think this thing can push me off my path? You want to talk about real boundaries? Is being in oneness in a relationship with that and continuing to surrender and give yourself to that. Not this ego of, I'm this macho man. I show up this way in my life, and this is how I do it. And I boom, boom, boom. Yep. Guys, what are we doing? What are we doing? And out of this place of oneness, you will embrace a very strong expression of yourself. So as you continue to surrender and accept to God more and more and embrace who God has created you to truly be, you will, out of alignment and out of that place of center of peace and presence, you will find your unique expression of self. Not this list of what people tell you it should be, or these people in your life tell you how you should operate, or the things they need from you. It's not that. You'll find your own charge behind how you should show up. But this is only possible when you surrender and accept. And I would not be here today. With that love and guidance. So lots of gratitude. Oh, excuse me. I hope this video finds you with an open heart, and that you can sit with this. You can try these lenses on. You can try this energy. You can feel this video out. What aligns with you? Maybe there's one thing. Maybe there's a few things. Maybe the whole video. Maybe none of it. But you try it on. You play with it, and you see what works for you. So, thank you. Thank you for sharing this. Surrender, accept, let it all go. You will be safe. You will be safe. Talk soon. Feel free to reach out to me down below. You'll find my Instagram. You can reach out to my personal Instagram. It's devin.embacher, full name on Instagram. Reach out. Join the community. Join this group of amazing people going through this path and this journey together. If you need support in this, if you need just some extra guidance, I'm here for you. Let me know what you need, and we'll talk soon.